YouTube. This is Jessica, and I am finally taking the time to make our IVF protocol video. So thank you for your patience. Some of you have requested this video since our situation is a little more unique than some people who do IVF. So I apologize for looking down, but I will go through basically what our timeline is, why our IVF protocol is different, and basically what we expect our outcomes to be, which hopefully, of course, is a baby. So first and foremost, the reason that our IVF is different is because of my chromosome abnormality. My balanced translocation of chromosomes 2 and 7, of course, impacts the ability for us to do standard IVF because it changes our risk factors and it changes our probability of getting normal embryos. So we are doing what is called egg banking. It is basically two cycles of IVF before an FET, a frozen embryo transfer. So we will start, technically we are in the birth control process right now of round 1, and we will start our IVF medications on, let's see here, 2/16. So exactly a month from today, actually, we will start our IVF medications. So what we will do is I will take the, go now from 2/16 to 2/19. On 2/19, I will take Menopur. And then on 2/20, I will continue the Gonal with Cetricide. And then Menopur on the 22nd. And then probable HCG trigger shot will be somewhere between 2/25, 2/26. And then egg retrieval is expected between 27th, 28th, or 29th, depending on, of course, how everything grows. So as all of you knew from previous videos, or if you haven't had a chance to watch them, I was previously diagnosed with PCOS, and then my last RE actually removed that diagnosis that I do not actually have PCOS, which in this case would have actually probably been the only time it would have been helpful, is because PCOS actually generates more eggs. So what we will do is after egg retrieval, I will not have a frozen embryo transfer this cycle. I will then, as long as everything is working right with my ovaries, do a second cycle of stimulation medication in March. So 2 back-to-back cycles of IVF stems to get the most eggs possible that we can get to day 5 and then freeze. So any of the eggs from the first cycle will be fertilized with ICSI, and then will be frozen for those that make it to day 5, and then we will do the second round, do ICSI, freeze at day 5, and then all of the eggs will be sent off in one shot for testing. There's a couple of reasons for this. First and foremost, the labs charge a lot less if they do one round, regardless of how many embryos they're testing. So it's saving us $2,500 right off the bat for the testing. Secondly, the probability of us getting enough embryos to transfer from just one cycle is not high enough for my doctor or myself to feel comfortable that we would be able to do it through one cycle. So it shortens our time span, because if we did one cycle, sent everything off for testing, and then didn't have any normal embryos, that's about a 2-month process, whereas this will be about a 2.5-month process for both times, rather than 2 months over the course of 2 separate times, which would again delay us longer. I'm very impatient at this point because I'm tired of waiting. I've been waiting for 3.5 years now, almost 4 years. And so now that we have a solution, my type A personality takes control and wants to run with it. So that is the reason why we are doing egg banking. So it's technically 2 rounds of IVF, 1 round of testing, and then 1 frozen embryo transfer. We are still debating on how many embryos we'd like to transfer, given the chance that we have more than 1. I would be okay with having twins. My concern with twins is, of course, the financial side of it. As you guys know from previous videos, our finances are pretty tight, and we are paying with IVF on a credit card, so the payment for that alone is going to be more than we can afford realistically. I mean, we're going to make it work, but twins would be a huge financial burden, even though we'd be blessed to have babies. So we're really hoping for just 1, but we also don't want to continue to pay for more than 1 frozen embryo transfer after everything is done there as well. So we're still debating on how many actual embryos we would transfer. It looks like, based on the time frame, that frozen embryo transfer would happen pretty close to my birthday, which is exciting. My birthday is April 24th. My husband's is April 17th. So that would be really neat to be able to do egg transfer maybe in enough time to get a positive by then. or to, you know, even be able just to have the transfer around my birthday would be really nice. The medications that I'm taking right now. So in preparation for IVF, I have a pretty detailed list of supplements that I have to take. I take 1 baby aspirin per day, so an 81 milligram baby aspirin. I take a fish oil supplement. I take a regular prenatal vitamin. I take an omega-3 vitamin, or that's in the fish oil, I'm sorry. I take a D3 2000, and I take metformin, which is for my insulin resistance. There's another vitamin in there that I can't think of, and I should have wrote it down. CoQ10. Say that 10 times fast. For egg quality that I've been taking as well. It was recommended to me by another YouTuber that I actually went to school with, Sarah over at Sarah Loves Peter. Check out her channel if you haven't already. So that's really all we're doing right now for preparation of IVF. That's why our cycle is different, and that is why our protocol will be different. It has been a little stressful trying to plan my work schedule and make sure that everyone in my branch gets the time off that they need, and making sure that I will be able to go to all the appointments that I will have for our IVF. So I'm working on getting everything coordinated. My IVF coordinator seems really, really nice. Her name is Peggy, and she's been very helpful. I did want to address in this video why I switched doctors and why I think that was a really good move for us. So when we first started out with our IVF cycle, we were going to an RE here that is very highly recommended. I would recommend her too. She was great. But I had a very bad experience with her office manager around pricing and communication, and I just didn't get the right vibe from her. So at that point, we kind of felt lost after that, and then my sister-in-law actually told me that one of our family members works for the brother of another RE here in St. Louis, and has got us in contact with him, and he really took the time to talk us through the process, to talk through my situation and how he thinks it'd be best for us to move forward. And more importantly, they were willing to work with us on the price. They were able to help us really find a solution that not only fit what we needed financially, but really made me feel like he was as emotionally vested as I am in whether or not we have a baby, and not just how much money he can get out of us. So we feel a lot more comfortable with that this time around. And so that's why some have asked why we switched doctors. The big thing was the financial side of it. But I just feel more comfortable that this doctor is as emotionally vested. His whole office is emotionally vested in us having the outcome we would like, rather than just how much money we can get from it. So that was definitely a big concern for us as well. So there you have it. We are in the process now with birth control. We will be working on our fitness and our health overall in our house over the next couple weeks, and of course through pregnancy, hopefully, to keep us on the right path towards getting healthier and having a healthier lifestyle for when we do have our baby, and then making sure that I am as prepared as can be for IVF when it comes. I know that protein is a big part of avoiding OHSS, which is the ovarian hyperstimulation, through IVF, so I did some research the last couple days, and I ordered my protein powders that I will be using for my protein shakes starting here very soon. I don't have it in front of me, so I don't remember the brand, but I will do a review on that in one of my next videos as soon as that comes in as well, and I will keep you guys updated on our health and how we continue to move the dial on that piece, and then I will also keep you updated on our IVF journey. So expect another video, I would say, in about a week and a half once I have another update. And until then, please continue to like any of the videos that you like that we've shared, and subscribe